are back. Why did I sound like a news anchor? We're back, and it is day 17 of teaching you how to teach abroad. I'm your host, Shanice. Let's get into it. Today we're gonna talk about lesson planning. So I'm gonna make this one kind of short and sweet because I feel like it's something that I kind of learned when I first moved abroad in regards to teaching, not necessarily the structure of lesson planning, which is also important, but also being culturally aware of the students you are teaching. When you move to a new place, obviously, at a lot of places you're going to be teaching this either an American curriculum, there's British curriculum, Canadian curriculum, like there's a bunch of different curriculums you could be teaching from. So within that, try to do your best to adapt whatever that curriculum is, especially when it comes to reading stories or writing or learning about certain topics. Learn about the environment that you're in. Learn about the students, their culture, the customs. Maybe there's a predominant religion that's there, okay? Make sure you understand the things and the context that those can play in your classroom. You wanna make sure that you are being culturally aware while also still doing your job. And this would also be a good time to check in when you're doing your interviews, like, are there certain topics in this region that I should stay away from? What you don't want to happen is you don't want to make your students uncomfortable, you don't want to make your parents uncomfortable at school, and you also don't want to put yourself in an uncomfortable position. So make sure that you are aware of the taboo topics and the topics that are free for all that you can go ahead and discuss. The other thing is actually structuring your teaching. I do a combination of whole group, small group, and one-on-one. So find a rhythm that works for you depending on your schedule or how much time you have with your students throughout the day. Try to mix it up. You don't just want to do one, straightforward, blah, 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 reading off the text or whatever it is with your students. Mix it up, keep them engaged, and try to use a combination of those different ways within your of those different structures within your lesson planning. And number 3, also with lesson planning, technology options. So I kind of talked about this in my video of interview questions to ask them. So if you ask that and you are aware that, hey, I have a smart board, or hey, I'll have access to this many iPads, incorporate those into your lesson planning. We are moving more and more and more into a digital age, as the tech people like to call it, I feel like. So trying to do your best to stay on top of it, maybe take some courses, some workshops, whatever it is that you can do to incorporate those things as much as possible in your classroom. And that's gonna be it for today's video. So those are my tips for lesson planning. Try to integrate tech as much as possible. Do a mixture of structure in the classroom, whole group, small group, one-on-one as much as possible, and be culturally aware of the new environment that you're in so you don't make your students uncomfortable, your parents, your school, or yourself uncomfortable. I hope this video was helpful, and I will see you tomorrow for day 18 of 30 days of teaching you how to teach abroad. See you.